The Minister of General Education and Instruction has confirmed that the 2024 Senior 4 examination results will be officially released today. The Central Equatorial State Governor suggested the establishment of a special court to address land grabbing and related disputes following his meeting with Chief Justice Dr. Benjamin Bagdeng in Juba on Tuesday. And rising incidents of online bullying, discrimination, intimidation, and gender stereotyping targeting women and girls in South Sudan have prompted urgent calls from activists and media experts for stronger legal protections in digital spaces. These are stories and more coming to in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. The Minister of General Education and Instruction has confirmed that the 2024 Senior 4 examination results will be officially released today. Kuyok Abol Kuyok revealed this while briefing Vice President Josephine Laguyanga in Juba on Tuesday. He was accompanied by his deputy Martin Tako and the Secretary General of the National Examination Council, Simon Nyok. According to the Office of the Vice President, Minister Kuyok stated that the results had already been presented to President Salva Kiir, who formally endorsed their release. He said, and I quote, "The results will be released on Wednesday morning and candidates across the country will be able to access them," end quote. At the meeting, the top education officials also highlighted broader challenges in the sector. Among key issues they raised were the urgent need to improve teacher training, particularly for science subjects, and increasing support for girls' education through the establishment of a boarding secondary school. Minister Kuyok described the Vice President's input as valuable, citing her background as an educationist and her ongoing support for systematic reforms. The Central Equatorial State Governor suggested the establishment of a special court to address land grabbing and related disputes following his meeting with Chief Justice Dr. Benjamin Bagdeng in Juba on Tuesday. Rabbi Mujung Emmanuel said the move is part of efforts to strengthen enforcement against illegal land occupation and ensure the peaceful resolution of disputes in line with President Kiir's directive for greater collaboration between the state governments and the judiciary. Governor Mujung stated, and I quote, "We deliberated among ourselves and needed to engage the judiciary so that a special court could be established to deal with land grabbing." The meeting also focused on tackling rising crimes across the state, including robberies, suicide cases, and violence involving youth gangs, locally known as niggers or Torontos. The governor also requested a dedicated court to handle public order cases. He also conveyed a request from the Kajukeji County Commissioner for the deployment of second and third grade judges to help reduce case backlogs. Governor Mujung described the meeting as fruitful and a critical step toward ensuring justice and maintaining public order in the state. He was accompanied by the State Minister of Local Government and Law Enforcement, Leona Bay Brown, and Juba Mayor H.W. Johnson Swaka Nisak. Rising incidents of online bullying, discrimination, intimidation, and gender stereotyping targeting women and girls in South Sudan have prompted urgent calls from activists and media experts for a stronger legal protection in digital spaces. Speaking to iRadio this week, the Executive Director of Community Empowerment for Progress organization, Emmanuel, says online bullying and violence against women have gone on in silence for too long. Yakani further urged the National Media Authority to issue a circular warning against such practices, stressing that social media should unite communities instead of violating rights. Media Mentors Network Chairperson Marina Modi cautioned the dangers of misinformation and disinformation in the country's fragile information environment. She partly blamed this on delays in official communication, adding that this creates room for false narratives to spread. Marina also stressed the need for crisis communication strategies as essential to fill the information gaps. Otherwise, she said, people would lose trust in authorities. Meanwhile, she called for the enactment of stronger laws to hold perpetrators to account. In response, Advocate Wani Stevens said that the government has already taken steps to combat online abuses, citing the Cybercrime and Computer Misuse Act and new media regulations under review. According to him, the government is working with the Media Authority, the National Communication Authority, and international platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp to curb harmful content. To strengthen resilience against hate speech and misinformation, Stevens said that plans to carry out awareness campaigns, journalist training sessions, and community dialogues are underway. However, he added that finding the right balance between regulation and free speech remains a significant challenge, while warning that overly strict laws could potentially suppress dissent if not applied with caution. This is iRadio Morning News, and now to the international scene. A Taliban official confirmed to the BBC Pashto that a traffic accident in western Afghanistan has killed 73 people, including 17 children, most of whom were on a bus carrying Afghan migrants deported from Iran. Ahmadullah Motaqi, the Taliban's director of information and culture in Herat, said the bus en route to Kabul caught fire on Tuesday night after colliding with a truck and motorcycle in Herat province. Everyone aboard the bus was killed, as well as 2 people from the other vehicles. In recent months, Iran has stepped up its deportations of undocumented Afghan migrants who have fled conflict in their homeland. And finally, the Kremlin has played down talk of an imminent summit between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky as Donald Trump renewed his call for the two leaders to meet to discuss ending the war in Ukraine. The push for a bilateral meeting comes after the U.S. President met Putin in Alaska last week and welcomed 7 European leaders and Zelensky to the White House on Monday. Trump admitted the conflict was a tough one to solve and conceded it was possible the Russian president was not interested in ending hostilities. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. The Minister of General Education and Instruction has confirmed that the 2024 Senior 4 examination results will be officially released today. The Central Equatorial State Governor suggested the establishment of a special court to address land grabbing and related disputes following his meeting with Chief Justice Dr. Benjamin Park-Deng in Juba on Tuesday. And rising incidents of online bullying, discrimination, intimidation, and gender stereotyping targeting women and girls in South Sudan have prompted urgent calls from activists and media experts for stronger legal protections in digital spaces. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I am the Suba Memo. Thanks for listening.